Hi and welcome to RetroEric. Today we're going to solder this GamePad DB15. It's a DB15 analog joystick to digital Atari style joystick converter. This should be easy enough. We only have 3 components, and as we can see, the PCB arrived pre-installed with most of the components. As we can see, we have 4 switches, more on that later, and we have 2 potentiometers where we can adjust the X and Y position. Anyway, first we need to solder it. Should be easy enough. We click the DB9 connector down here. This one pin there was a little bit bent. Oh yeah. Now it clicked straight into place, and the DB15. Oh, that was easy. I will not be using any extra flux because there is some flux built into this soldering wire, so let's just go ahead. So before we plug it in and test it, I promised to just tell you quickly what these switches are for. As we can see here, there are 4 dip switches, and on the back side there are printed instructions telling us what it is. The first 2 dip switches are used to select what the second fire button should do. We can set it to fire 2 or select. The 2 next dip switches are to choose which pin 7 or pin 5 on the DB15 side, we will draw power from. I'm using the default settings as it came, and that means that all the switches are off. So let's try that and see if that works. Also, we have 2 adjustable potentiometers where we can adjust X and Y. I'll just leave it where it is and see if that works. Okay, let us plug it into this Sound Blaster AWE32 sound card in the DB15 port, also known as the joystick and MIDI port. For this test, we will be using this TAC2 joystick that I'm very fond of, and let's see if it works. The computer is turned on, and there is a green light. I guess that is a good sign. So let's fire up a prehistoric one. I deleted the config file, and then it asked me for the setup once again, and I chose joystick. And as we can see, this works okay. It actually works very good. No adjusting any knobs or anything. I guess I was just lucky because remembering from the old days when I had an analog joystick that I had to set that, well, I felt I had to set it every time I rebooted the computer. What's happening now? Okay, I'm not doing this. This is the joystick just going berserk. Okay, so it just goes to the left and up all the time. Strange. Let's start prehistoric once again. Okay, it's fine now. Okay, the last time it happened, I was here. Okay, let's just continue. Oh, I'm bad. Still working. Holy, oh no. Oh, now it started happening again. Now it just goes to the left and up automatically without me touching it. Okay, let us try to adjust the potentiometers and see if we can make it better. Okay, I've started Paku. I have calibrated the X and the Y to be in the middle. But the strange thing happens that after a minute or so, this value will go all the way to the lowest possible settings. And the same happens in both prehistoric and Paku. And that means that the character you're trying to control will suddenly go to the left and upwards all the time. So let's just look for a minute and see if this happens. There it happened. About 50 seconds after we started, it happened. Let's try once more. Now it's correct. And 50 seconds, yes. So after 50 seconds, it happens. And as we can see, the numbers are low, and that means it will go to the left and upwards. Not good. I've got a hunch. It happens after about 50 seconds after we start the program, or about a minute after the last key press. So maybe it is the power management that creates this problem. The reason I'm thinking that is that after not using the machine for about a minute, I hear this high pitch, high frequency sound. And I think that that could be related to the dose mode. So let us turn off the dose mode. By the way, I have also tried with all kinds of configuration with memory, EMM, not EMM, conventional only, extended, expanded, all these kinds of things. And nothing does anything different for our problem. Okay, let's count about 50 seconds, maybe 60. And there we are. We passed 1 minute and the problem is gone. Great. So lucky that I figured this out, and maybe that will help you too. So let us now start the game and see if it works. I have turned off the sound here, or not connected the speakers, so that we can focus on the joystick. So now we can actually just try and see if it responds like it should. Let's keep playing, at least finish this level. Oh, the TAC2 joystick it's just so amazing. It feels good. You can hear it and you can feel it, but it doesn't make a lot of sound or a lot of noise like the Competition Pro joystick. Of course, the competition joysticks are also very good, but these are without any noise. And still they feel good in their hand, in my hand. Okay, this looks very good. We completed one level and we probably also played for at least a minute. So let's recap. We soldered the DB15 to DB9 kit from Serdashop. It's called the GAMEPAD DB15 version 2. I don't think we needed to do any adjustment on the potentiometers that were there. We tried that to troubleshoot our little problem. We didn't have to change any of the dip switches. The dip switches are there to choose which pin will receive power and also what the joystick button number 2 should do. And that is a good thing if you have two separate joystick buttons. I don't have that on this TAC2 joystick, but some joysticks have that, and at least the gamepads have it. To recap the problem, after about a minute, the calibration would go totally wrong. The numbers would go from about 390 on X and Y to about 40 or 50. And it would happen all the time after about a minute. So I followed my hunch and I went into computer setup, the BIOS, and disabled the power save mode that kicked in after 1 minute. And after that, this is just a dream. So without that problem, it would be just to solder it and then plug and play. But it's always good to have some sort of problem to figure out, and especially when you figure it out, you feel good. So I hope you learned something from this video, and if you liked it, please come back and maybe also subscribe to my channel. See you.